Hey guys, in this video we are going to be talking about vendor prefixes. Now, what are vendor prefixes? It's a way for browsers to support new features in CSS3 during the development period. Now, in my last video, in my introduction to CSS3, I explained two things. One, that CSS3 is still currently in development, and that, the CSS3 is divided into modules like groups, and the people who creates and updates CSS3 is pushing and creating each module at different times, so they don't, publish CSS3, a completed CSS3 as a whole. They create CSS3 animations, CSS3 box models, and different modules are being created each time. So during this testing period or the development period where CSS3 is currently in development and some of the CSS3s are released and stable, some of them are just released and is being tested, and some of them are still being developed, in order for the browsers to support these new features for CSS3, we use vendor prefix, and that's the thing you put in front of tags in order to make them compatible. So these are the tags that you need to do. You need to add in front of each web browser. So if you're using a Google Chrome, for some of them you need to add WebKit. Opera, you need to either put the O or the WebKit. Oops, I forgot the slash after the WebKit in my Opera. If you're using Firefox, Moz, if you're using Internet Explorer, MS, and so on. And because the web browsers are being constantly updated at the same time, some web browsers are already fully supporting some of the CSS properties without the need of vendor prefixes. Some you need vendor prefixes, and some web browsers don't even support the properties yet. So how are you going to know which one supports, which one doesn't, which one needs vendor prefixes and stuff? And there's a really cool website for that. If you go to caniuse.com, it's just over here, caniuse.com. If you don't want to type in the URL directly, just Google caniuse, spaces, no spaces, it doesn't really matter. It's still going to give you this website as a top search result. What this page is basically, it says compatibility tables for support of HTML5, CSS3, SVG, you don't need to worry about that, and more in desktop and mobile browsers. So basically this is the website which tells you which browser supports and which version of each browser supports CSS3, and it gets updated regularly. As you can see, the last update was in April 3rd, which is about 2 weeks ago. So if you go over here, if you go to the index, you'll see that it's divided into languages: HTML5, SVG, other, JS API. Those you don't need to really worry about. I can't speak. You don't need to really worry about that. The main thing is the CSS or the CSS3. If you go to, for example, box shadow, which is a new feature that's been added in CSS3, you're sent to, or you're directed to, this table. It's just tabs and tables. And in the table it says supported, not supported, partially supported, support unknown, depending on the browser and the versions. So as you can see, IE doesn't support them before 8.0. It's fully supported according to this site on 9.0 and 10.0, and all the most, apart from Opera Mirror in this case, supports the CSS3 box shadow in the current version, as you can see over here. Now, where it says WebKit, you will require the vendor prefix. So according to this, you won't need any WebKit for the newest, i.e. Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Opera, iOS, and the BlackBerry browser. However, if you want your CSS3 to be compatible with all the browsers, I still recommend you use WebKits in order for them to be compatible with like iOS, Safari, for iOS 4.2, 4.3, and so on. So this is a really easy, reliable website to look at whether your CSS property that you want to use supports is supported in each website and different versions. So if you go to border images, where you can use images for borders. It says it's not supported in up to IE at all. It's not supported in Opera Minutes at all. It's partially supported in Android and Operas, and it's fully supported in the current and the new feature Firefox, Chrome and Safari versions. So that was a quick video on introduction to vendor prefixes. I am using Google Chrome at the moment, so I will be mainly using Google Chrome, but at the end of each videos I will also show you, if I don't forget, the vendor prefixes for to make sure that it works for all the other browsers as well. And luckily we are at April 2013, so the development of CSS3 is actually has gone far since it was already originally released, or since I started looking at it in 2009-10ish, where it was really horrible because there was like loads of different, there was like 10 different vendor prefixes in order to make sure that it's compatible with all the browsers and stuff. So luckily we don't really have to worry about this too much, and hopefully sometime next year CSS3 will be fully finished and we don't need to worry about vendor prefixes at all. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.